Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. He was the NFL MVP, then he disappeared. Bro, Matt Ryan, bro, hey, he for me, bro, he's still one of the greatest, quarterbacks of all time. But I feel like if he would have won the Super Bowl the year that he won the MVP, he probably would have been in that probably top 10 range of QBs of all time. But I feel like that loss really, really did some numbers on him, bro, because he wasn't the same after that 28-3 loss. But they did make it to the playoffs one more time after that. But other than that, bro, the Falcons haven't done shit since then. And then he tried to reignite his career with the Colts, just couldn't do that. Then he retired. I think he retired last year, right? If I'm not mistaken. But hey man, let's go ahead and check this out.
Matt Ryan, affectionately known in the NFL circles as Matty Ice, was
Ice,
widely regarded as one of the league's premier quarterbacks.
I mean, the guy has done a lot of great things through his career, and the Falcons have been relevant pretty much every year throughout his career.
While never flashy with his play like Aaron Rodgers or a media charmer like Tom Brady, his talents mostly flew under the radar because of his quiet demeanor. However, in between the lines of the gridiron,
isn't he top 10 in passing yards of all time?
Was never questioned. He is historically one of the most consistent quarterbacks with numbers that stack up alongside the greats. But one moment has come to define his career, losing Super Bowl 51. That collapse saw the Falcons side squander a 28-3 lead and cast a long shadow over Ryan's career, influencing perception and potentially affecting his Hall of Fame potential.
At one time, he was the highest paid quarterback in football.
He's a former league MVP.
I'm just saying, and he's a former league MVP who took them to the Super Bowl. And listen, it's hard to recover when you're the quarterback that had enough clout in the league and you lose a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl.
This is the story of how Matt Ryan became the NFL's MVP and then completely disappeared from the NFL.
Okay.
The Falcons were reeling from a 4-12 season, and their star player Michael Vick was banned from the NFL for his off-the-field issues he was having. The Falcons had tried and failed with 3 other quarterbacks, Byron Leftwich, Chris Redmond, and Joey Harrington. So in 2007, finding a starter in the offseason was imperative. The fanbase was only 1 year removed from being dazzled by Vick, a dynamic playmaker who could throw for 250 yards and run for another 100 on any given Sunday. Vick was highly touted, a generational player, and brought a running game to the quarterback position that never really had been seen before. I mean, Michael Vick was truly like straight out of a video game. I mean, the ability to just glide past speedy edge defenders,
you see his knee buckle,
and deliver a deep bomb on the next was jaw-dropping and very difficult to stop. So replacing that kind of skill and endearing the fresh face to the fans was not going to be easy. On top of that,
I hate it when they added that shit to Madden.
Another franchise quarterback in the draft alone is never going to be a given. In Matt Ryan's case, though, he exceeded expectations the moment he became an Atlanta Falcon.
With the 3rd pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Matt Ryan, quarterback.
Drafted 3rd overall in 2008, Ryan quickly demonstrated his talent, turning around the Falcons organization.
Wow.
He wasn't glitzy, throwing only for 16 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, but his ability to lead the team to an 11-5
he's a rookie, so cut him some slack.
Was impressive enough to win him the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. His ability to read defenses, make accurate throws, and lead his team was evident as he broke multiple franchise records and earned numerous accolades. Having set the tone as a rookie, Ryan's career then ebbed and flowed. Over the next 7 seasons, he took the Falcons to the playoffs 3 times while throwing 186 touchdowns with an average quarterback rating of 91.2. And there were some big seasons, including 2 records of 13-3 and another of 10-6. In 2010, he led the NFL in 4th quarter comebacks and game-winning drives. And while playing too, he had an exceptional receiving core boasted by
I like that catch.
Roddy White and Julio Jones, who may as well get a busted Canton himself. Between 2011 and 2020, for 10 consecutive seasons, Ryan threw for over 4,000 yards.
Damn, bro. 10 consecutive. Bro, you know how hard it is to do that in the NFL? Like, bro, and he's never thrown for under 20 touchdowns in a single season. Like from in this stretch, bro. This shit is crazy. He almost threw for 5,000 in 2016.
Ever did that. And for 11 of those 12 seasons,
and 2018.
He had a passer rating over 90. With his resume boosted further by his Iron Man trait, he missed only 3 games during that span. And this proves how durable he was and shows a deep
bro, getting stepped on by cleats is crazy.
For the love of the game. And for the most part, Ryan was a super solid quarterback too. You knew you were going to get over 4,000 yards passing, 20 plus touchdowns, and 65+% completion. Nothing overly special, just consistent production. As we all know though, there were some bad seasons that happened while Ryan was in charge of that Falcons team too, including the 4-12 effort that landed the team in last place in 2013 and the 6-10 effort that came 1 year later. However, that was all part of the steady journey that led to the season of 2016, the career-defining season that almost gave him everything.
Yep, almost won the Super Bowl, bro.
The 2016 season was particularly significant for Ryan. Under the guidance of offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, the Falcons offense thrived.
Bro, I literally just recorded a video on Kyle Shanahan too. That's gonna go up before this one.
Touchdowns, leading Atlanta to an 11-5 record and the 2nd seed in the NFC. Standout games included a 503-yard, 4-touchdown performance against Carolina and a 331-yard, 4-touchdown performance against New Orleans that helped secure a 38-32 victory. His incredible effort throughout the year earned the NFL MVP award, appearing to put Atlanta in pole position in the race to the Super Bowl. Like throughout the entire year, they were just blowing out the rest of the NFL by scoring a league-leading 33.1 points per game. And to put that in retrospect, that was a healthy 4.8 more points than New Orleans in 2nd place, which tells you all you need to know about how dominant the Falcons were in 2016. And to stay true to what they had been doing all season long, they then dished out another 36 points to defeat the Seahawks in the divisional round and 44 more points to down the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship. Across those games, Ryan passed for 730 yards and 7 touchdowns, averaging over 70%.
Oh, I like that shoulder pass.
Was in dazzling form against the Packers.
Oh, that's dangerous as hell. Holy.
Yards and 2 touchdowns to help the Falcons become NFC champions. Truly, in that 2016 season, everything was falling into place. And honestly, everybody was asking the question, who could stop this explosive offense in just this Falcons team?
And it looked like it was going to be the same way in the Super Bowl.
2017,
but then, as always, Kyle Shanahan led another choking team,
Joe
bro.
Montana with 4 Super Bowls and is firmly on track to reach GOAT status. His last success had come 2 years earlier and supported by a dominant.
Because let's keep it a buck, bro. It was not all Matt Ryan's fault, bro. Come on, because like, bro, they didn't make any adjustments. The offense couldn't fucking move. They couldn't score, do nothing, bro. So it's not all Matt Ryan's fault.
14-2 record.
2 years earlier for Brady. Oh yeah. If only they ran the football, huh?
It truly was set up to be a heavyweight clash for the ages. But what happened next, nobody could have anticipated.
The collapse.
By halftime, much to everyone's surprise, the Falcons had built a commanding 21-3 lead, and early in the 3rd quarter, they extended it to 28-3. The game seemed all but over, and Falcons fans were ready to celebrate. And for many, an early bedtime was on the cards. And unfortunately, the Falcons
early
were clearly
bedtime
in the same
is crazy.
mindset, and honestly fell asleep at the wheel and just kind of went into cruise control while up 28-3.
It's Tom Brady though. I know. I'm never comfortable. We about to put up 40-something on their ass. You know what I'm saying? They never seen anything.
That shit did not age well, did it, huh?
Because in true Brady fashion, he led the Patriots on an unprecedented comeback. Through a combination of strategic errors, missed opportunities, and questionable play calling by the Falcons, the Patriots tied the game 28-28 and forced overtime. With momentum on their side, the Falcons won the coin toss and marched down the field to score the game-winning touchdown, completing the largest comeback in Super Bowl history.
Like, bro, they did not score a single point since the fucking 3rd quarter. Like,
what seemed
come
to
on
be a
now.
lead that they couldn't come back from, the Falcons ended up becoming very conservative and predictable with their play calls with that big lead. And they did the one thing that you could not do when going against Brady: give him a chance. Their failed attempts at running down the clock continued to give the Patriots opportunities to get back in the game. Not helped by the defense completely falling off of a cliff, it was an all-around collapse of epic proportions. And one of the most criticized decisions of that entire game was on a key 3rd-and-1 situation.
Oh, yeah, they chose to pass
Instead
it.
of running the ball with Devonta Freeman to use up more clock.
And like, Devonta Freeman was one of the
first
best
down,
running backs at
attempted
that
a pass
time.
Play that resulted in a sack, pushing the Falcons out of field goal range and stopping the play clock. This decision prevented them from extending their lead and shifted the momentum to the Patriots. More importantly, it gave Brady an opening, and he never.
That's why I feel like in the Super Bowl, like if you have a veteran QB, they should be allowed to call more of the shots, bro, of what they think they need to do since they are a true veteran of the game.
Which had been stellar for 2.5 quarters, began to fatigue.
Like
the
Brady.
Patriots' quick-paced offense wore them down, and missed tackles and blown coverages became much more frequent. This allowed Brady to exploit weaknesses and methodically march down the field. And when you add in Ryan's inability to gain yards and take time off the clock, it added even more pressure to that defense. Between Freeman and Tevin Coleman, the Falcons had over 1,500 regular season rushing yards, but they just weren't able to get timely first downs when they needed to. Like in all of the games that they had, they needed to know that there is absolutely no let up, and especially when going against Brady or just any good team, they're not going to let up. When going against the Hall of Fame combination of Brady and Belichick, no lead was safe, and was proven in this very game. After scoring just 3 points in the first half, Brady took control and scored on 5 straight drives to win his team a championship.
5 straight drives.
His career as becoming the
that
NFL's
defense couldn't
GOAT.
stop them
contrast,
5
Matt
straight
Ryan's
times.
Could only muster up 44 yards and 0 points from their
Look at
last
his
4
face,
drives.
bro.
Simply put, Brady was perfect on every single drive.
But it's the-
Like 4 drives could only muster up 44
Bro, that
yards
shit is
and 0
hilarious. She's
points
like-
from their last 4 drives. Simply put,
Bro, he
Brady
looks like
was
a
perfect
disappointed
on
father,
every
bro.
single drive. Like straight up, Ryan and the Falcons had to be slightly above average one time, and they couldn't get the job done, and that's probably why Brady will have a busting Canton and Matt Ryan won't. The average career length of an NFL player is only 3.3 years, so winning a Super Bowl is likely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Getting there is already tough enough, and being up 28-3 on Tom Brady and the Patriots is just as hard, which is what makes surrendering a 25-point lead so unforgettable. You simply have to close that game out.
Facts. The tragic
The aftermath
aftermath.
of the Super Bowl 51 loss was devastating for the Falcons and their fans. For Ryan, the loss was particularly crushing. Despite his stellar performance throughout the game, finishing on 284 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 74% completion rate, the narrative quickly centered around his inability to galvanize his teammates and remain calm under pressure to secure the victory. And the psychological impact that this one game had on Ryan cannot be overstated. Like, athletes already talk about how just the importance of mental toughness and being resilient is for the sport of football. And for Matt Ryan alone, this loss was a huge and just significant mental tough loss that he could not get over. Interviews and reports following the game indicated that he really struggled with the weight of the defeat. The pressure to redeem himself and the team in the eyes of fans and the broader NFL community was immense. It was already hard enough going into that locker room after such a demoralizing defeat, but trying to pick up the following years and lead another group of 53 men after becoming that close was not easy, particularly because the public criticism of Ryan's effectiveness as a leader. In the seasons following the Super Bowl loss, Ryan continued to perform at a high level statistically as he consistently posted strong numbers, often ranking among the top quarterbacks in terms of passing yards and touchdowns. However, the Falcons team and just organization failed to replicate that 2016 season ever again. Injuries, changing in the coaching staff, and inconsistent defensive performances contributed to the lack of playoff success. The 2017 season saw the Falcons return to the playoffs, but they were eliminated in the divisional round. Subsequent seasons were marked by mediocrity and missed playoff firsts too. And despite Ryan's efforts, the team could not regain that form that had brought them to the cusp of a championship. Ryan ultimately was let go of the Falcons and latched on with the Indianapolis Colts, but after going 4-7-1, Ryan was benched as the team moved into a more youthful direction. The 28-3 collapse has become more of an iconic, infamous memory.
Imagine if this was actually an addition, bro.
Cited as a prime example of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Michael Jordan is lauded for his relentlessness in stepping on the opponent's throat even when they're down. There is no mercy rule in the NFL, and you can't take plays off against Tom Brady. And look, to be straight up, to win every single game against the best in the world, which is the NFL, you need to run up the score, especially in a game like this and completely break the morale of the opponent. And look, fairly or unfairly, quarterbacks are completely judged off of their playoff success and how far they can lead their teams. And straight up, the narrative around Ryan has become that he was such a talented quarterback but could not win in games that really mattered or even deliver in the most critical moment. When compared to peers such as Brady, Rodgers, and Drew Brees, Ryan's resume lacks the same level of postseason success. Brady's numerous Super Bowl victories, Rodgers' consistent playoff appearances, and Brees' single Super Bowl win set a high bar. Ryan's lone Super Bowl appearance, marred by the historic collapse, will always be etched into his legacy. His career statistics are impressive, ranking among the top quarterbacks in NFL history in passing yards with 62,792 and touchdowns with 381. In an era where his contemporaries were all great quarterbacks, including Brady, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, and Aaron Rodgers, Ryan certainly was no slouch. He holds virtually all of the Falcons franchise records, including passing yards, passing touchdowns, attempts, completions, passer rating, and wins.
Damn.
His durability and consistency have been hallmarks of his career, often playing at a high level despite changes in coaching staff and team dynamics. And also considering the hits that a quarterback does take over the length of their career, and for Ryan to only miss 3 games over his entire NFL career
that is crazy,
completely and truly admirable. His resilience is unquestionable, and his career is a testament to
Dude's
talent
unbreakable.
and hard work. But the lack of a Super Bowl victory is held against him. Dan Marino and Warren Moon each had booming arms and made the Hall of Fame without winning a championship. Ryan's a solid quarterback who has been a model of consistency and professionalism, earning respect from teammates, coaches, and opponents. However, at the end of the day, the inability to secure a Super Bowl ring on that fateful night against New England is ultimately what defines his career. Talented and resilient, yes, but worthy of a bust in Canton? No. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. How good do you think prime Matt Ryan was? Do you think that he is going to make the Hall of Fame? And more importantly, what is his legacy? I mean, honestly, it's always
even though he doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, I still think he's gonna get a bust one day, bro. He's definitely gonna be a future Hall of Famer for sure. Maybe not, you know what I'm saying, the next couple years, maybe like in the next 4 to 5 years, he's gonna know what I'm saying, be in the Hall of Fame or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, he was still a great quarterback, like you just saw. You know what I'm saying, he was top 10 in passing yards, top 10 in passing touchdowns in the NFL history. But that Super Bowl ring is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna hurt him a lot, bro, not being able to win one. But just like Dan Marino, bro, you know what I'm saying, he never won one and he still went to the Hall of Fame. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on post notifications, notified when I know about drop another banger video. Go on the road to 300 subs and we get there for more banger NFL content like this. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang.